Love and light, star seeds. As always, I am Ayansa J. Muse, and welcome to this very special edition of the Cosmic Ear Hustle. And today's guest is someone who is not just family, but a very iconic landmark in my music and radio journey. The reason that this interview is titled "Put My CDs Back" is because when I was a little girl, this man had towers of CDs in a den room all by itself. And while the rest of my family was over there canoodling, I was in there burying myself in the CDs. So we are speaking to one of the men who laid my foundation to music, aside from my father, of course. You've been hearing his mixes here on the mothership, and he is known as DJ BlaqIce, coming from the D twice. How are you today, big brother?
What's going on? How you doing?
I am doing well. Thank you for taking the time and space to take this interview and let the listeners know a little bit more about you, because we've been jamming to you for a while.
Right on. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the time. Appreciate this radio station.
Well, you helped build it. You just didn't know it. So tell me, where did you first start beginning to love music? Like, at what point did you know that music was going to be a huge part of your life?
Man, I can go back in Detroit been brought around music, as you well know, through our mother. And, Motown period. I was old enough to recognize my idols, like the Temptations, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross. Been able to recognize them at a young age. Yeah. And my head has always been into the radio ever since I was a kid. And then Mom would always tell me to try to branch out and to listen to other music. So my top three stations back then as a kid was WJLB in Detroit, WCHB Detroit, and CKLW in Canada.
Canada?
Yeah, Canada. Because, living in Detroit, we're just right across the water.
Ah, so what did the Canadian station play?
Top 40.
Ah, okay.
Top 40. Of course, we had our stations in Detroit, like top 40 music was WDRQ. They played top 40. The CKLW was a little bit different, and I don't know why. It was a little bit different, and I enjoyed it because they played good music. And unbeknownst to me, people of the Caucasian persuasion played good music too. That would turn me on to other genres of music: soft rock, classic rock, some folk, even country and western back in those days. That I understood the lyrics, because it was all about listening as opposed to a beat. To jump ahead a little bit, one of my favorite DJs in the city of Detroit, WGPR, his name went by no other than the Electrifying Mojo. And his radio show just wasn't a show, it just wasn't music. It was an experience. And that is something that I always loved and wanted to be like if I could. He introduced me to all kind of other genres of black music, from reggae to, I call it ultra funk. Your funk bands like Harlem Funkadelic, Arcades, Sun, the whole Dayton, Ohio movement with Zap. I can go on and on. Zap, Sun, Dance Band, the Ohio Players, things of that nature. His genre and the way he played his music was as if you are in, dare I say, a mothership. You are in space, where anything is bound to happen. And from that point on, man, I've been hooked on music ever since. Then here comes hip hop back in the late 70s. Then it was disco, then hip hop. So I was always glued to it, and pretty much that's what I'm still doing.
At what point did you decide that you not only wanted to enjoy music, but you wanted to create mixes of your own and tell your own stories with songs?
That started roughly in the military.
Really?
Now, mind you, at that time, I hung out with another cat who was from New York. Can't remember his name offhand because it's been so long. He would take me to clubs where, sometimes I would fill in for him. Now, mind you, I didn't know what the world I was doing, but he said, whatever you do not let the music stop.
Oh yeah, that's the number one rule, no dead air.
Yeah, so that was my beginning. That was my beginning at first. Just hooked on to all kind of music. I even started trying to DJ by having a double set cassette player. Mind you, I didn't have any equipment, but I knew how I wanted my music to sound. And yeah, that was truly the beginning out there in Fort Riley, Kansas. And then went to Germany and started doing sets out there off and on. Did a couple sets for the Aries radio station, which was, a military radio station, and just been involved since then. In Germany is just a whole nother world. They had certain systems, certain sounds that did not hit America until, 6 months to a year later down the line. And it was just crazy how music can evolve and reach one place quicker than other places.
So when you were playing music while you were in the military, were you playing music that was kind of a soundtrack to your life, or were you more in the headspace of getting everyone in a good groove, or both?
I would say it was a combination of both, for the simple fact that I necessarily didn't find myself then. I was more or less trying to get people to get up and dance. However, through that journey, then I created, dare I say, a footstep, or I created a pathway for me to get my sound out there. Because I was, I loved all kind of music. As long as I had a beat and I understood it, I'm playing it. Be it house music, be it hip hop, be it R&B, jazz, didn't matter. As long as I can find a way to tell the story without making it sound bad, if I'm making sense.
Yes, because I remember that time we were all living together in Mesquite, and that was when I first saw your music collection. But the first genre of music that I attached to you was jazz, because you were the first time that I heard the Najee album, Share My World. And that's when I started digging in your cassette tapes and CD boxes.
Get out my CDs.
That wasn't what you said. You used to say, hey, put my CDs back. Put them back.
Yeah, man.
Because it was like you just couldn't disappoint me, because I was a kid in the candy store and I know you didn't want to see my bottom lip drag. So you was just like, put my CDs, just put them back.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was heaven in there. So do you have a favorite genre of music or no?
I know I was turned on to jazz at a young age. I want to say about 12. And my favorite person then was Grover Washington Jr.
Oh yeah, he jams.
Jazz has always been my go-to, but now since I've been DJing, not only just for the fun of it, or not just for the radio station itself, I've grown to be a hip hop head.
Oh yeah, you had the goods back in Mesquite. I remember.
Yeah, I've grown to be a hip hop head. R&B has been a part of my life as well. So, but the jazz has always been my first love.
And that explains it, because that was the main thing I used to hear you listen to when we were all home. But when you was feeling yourself and washing your car, that's when we heard all the Coolio tapes.
Right.
Okay, so how does it feel to have experienced, the evolution of music? And what I mean by that is going from records to cassettes to CDs to digital, or even 8-tracks. How does it feel to evolve in all of these generations of music using these different things?
Not necessarily difficult, but just the transitioning from LPs to, and mind you, I am a DJ, but I'm going to be honest, don't ask me to scratch nothing besides my head. I never mastered scratching, but I'm pretty damn good at blending.
Yes, you
blending
are.
sounds and make it tell a story with different songs. I would say that I'm a pretty good blender when I'm a good mixer when it comes down to music. From LPs to cassette, then from cassette to this thing they call CDs, then CDs to MP3, then MP3 to now streaming.
Yes.
It's a pro and con. I'm used to buying a complete album, if you will, to listen and check it out, and that goes for cassette tapes too. Now, you know, you stream what you like, and you leave the other stuff alone. Well, you know, unfortunately, for some artists, some things that are not mainstream that you don't hear on the radio, it's probably you're missing out on some things.
Oh, yeah. That's why I've dedicated
Okay.
so much of the mothership to snatching the jewels off the B-sides.
Right.
That was one thing I hated about public radio, was having to stick to top 40 and not being able to, you know, play the unpopular songs. But I would always
Right.
do that, you know, on my shows. So,
And that's one thing that I enjoy about your show, because your show is a throwback. Your show kind of reminds me of the Electrifying Mojo, because what he would do is, you know, you have some songs that are long in nature,
yes.
but due to the fact that, you know, you on public radio and you only got so much time to play, they'll shorten it or take some of the things out. Like one off the top of my head, Prince's "Soft and Wet."
Oh, man.
You gotta let that thing play. You gotta let it breathe, because if not, you know, you're gonna miss the important parts.
Yes.
Funkadelics Knee
No.
You gotta let all them 11 minutes play.
And War, Slipping in the Darkness.
Exactly. Marvin Gaye.
Now, Marvin Gaye almost caught me a fine back at KPVU. It was Marvin Gaye's Sexual Healing where I learned the difference between the radio edit and the album extended version.
Yeah.
And I played the album extended version all the way back into the end, and that explicit little ad-lib went out on the airwaves, came back to a lovely letter from the FCC.
See? And then, you know, the Marvin Gaye song, the one that I loved the most was live at the London Palladium, side B.
Oh.
It was all 15 minutes, one song.
Yes.
And you had to let it play. You know, you had to let it play. So that's one thing I love about your radio station. And I love mixing and just letting these songs breathe and giving the life that is supposed to be given, as opposed to being watered down.
Or scratched up.
Or scratched up, exactly.
Because you know a lot of music artists hate when DJs scratch their songs. So it's probably a good thing that you never got into scratching.
That, and, you know, I remember not too long ago that, you know, used to get on me about talking. And I never, you know, I let my, you know, 9 times out of 10, or now 8 times out of 10, I let my music do the talking. Because sometimes the DJ or the MC tend to talk too damn much.
Yep.
And you can't get into the groove with somebody else running their mouth.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So that's one thing I pride myself on. Even when I was out there, you know, in the bars or clubs and stuff, I didn't do much talking. I introduced myself and I let it play. Until I was done. And I'm telling them, God bless you, good night.
I love it. I said, of all the different places that you've played, all the bars, clubs, weddings, parties, do you have any specific, like, favorite venues or favorite evenings or favorite memories as a DJ?
My favorite venue was the one that I no longer am at now. It was Bar Louie here in Arlington. Put on by a DJ by the name of DJ Tricky. Shout out to Tricky.
Shout out to DJ Tricky.
We met a long time ago, man. We met when we met together at a job, and he was DJing then. But man, we was making $9.15 an hour. So what I was doing is going home, making CDs, making homemade CDs, put my favorite songs on, and I'm sure it was other people's favorite songs, and I was selling them.
I remember those.
And so he ran across one of my dare I say mixtapes. He ran across one of mine, and we was in contact ever since. And once he left, he said, "Man, whenever I get put on, man, I'm bringing you with me. So get your equipment stuff ready because we about to do this." Now, mind you, this was back early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hit him up. He didn't hit me up again, or we didn't cross paths again until about 2016, 17, something like that. He just tapped me on my shoulder. "You ready?" And I'm like, "What am I?" "Yes," and excited to do it, and it was a thrill,
Yes.
It was a thrill. So yeah, with Bar Louie, you had a combination of folks in there, and basically they didn't come there to dance or get busy. They came in there to socialize and get the drink on. But there's nothing wrong getting your drink on and then getting your groove on too. And it was a party atmosphere. We turned that into a party atmosphere. I normally did Thursday nights, and he did Friday and Saturday nights, or sometimes I do Friday night, or I share a set with it. But it was always something, and that it brought on other people, other people trying, want to do birthday parties, anniversaries, weddings, and things of that nature. So it was a good platform for me to have.
So what do you love most about being a DJ? Is it making the mixes? Is it, the influence that you have over the crowd? Is it the theme?
I'll tell you exactly what it is.
What is
Playing a song that you know, but you never heard it the way that I played it.
Okay.
That's what I like about DJing. Discovery. Hell, I even shock myself sometimes with some of the stuff I put together. And it just sounds right. I learned from other mentors, some of my other DJ mentors, DJ Jazzy Jeff. Oh my God, he's incredible. He's the one that motivated me to don't just push away the past, embrace that past and bring it to the present. And of course, a DJ that started all this, because I didn't start getting my equipment until COVID hit. Mm-hmm. And he's still doing it now. Hey, what's his name? He does Club Quarantine, if you know what I'm talking about.
Can't put my finger on the name, but I do know who you're talking about.
He used to be an old hip hop artist, returned to a DJ. Now he's world famous, all because of Club Quarantine.
So what are the things that you like least about being a DJ?
Competition.
Expound.
Sometimes competition can be a little bit disrespectful.
What do you mean?
When there is enough music out here where everybody can eat. And what I mean by competition, you discover some things. For me, if some, like I give an example, me and Tricky, he was, I would play something. He said, "Man, where you get that from?" And I have no problem sharing my ideas because music is for everybody.
Right.
And maybe you could take that certain idea and make it even better than what I did. That means I did a service not only to you, but to the people.
Right.
See what I'm saying? Nothing's wrong with competition, but make sure it's a healthy competition.
Right.
Yeah, not being disrespectful and, beefing and all that other carrying on.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know the DJ world was competitive.
Oh, yeah. To the point where you're trying to get put on somewhere and what? They either not answering you or they just tell you I can't tell you that. Or the fear that you might be better than them. Oh. And mind you, I say this all the time. I'm not the best DJ out there, but trust me, you're gonna like what I put down. You're gonna like me with whatever I'm putting down. There's gonna be something totally different from any DJ that you may ever heard of.
Ashe. I love it. So speaking of, not, competition, but dealing with other DJs, how did it make you feel when the year you found out that your little sister, yours truly, was following in your footprints?
That right there, man. Look, I was happy. When you started this journey, I'm not going to even lie, I was scared. And I thought you was out your rabbit ass mind. I'm like, this girl is crazy. Gonna try to invent a radio station. What is she doing? And then I listened to the radio station. Then I got mad at myself. I was like, well, hell, how come I didn't think about this? You know what I'm saying? and kudos to you for, man, just standing your ground and not let nobody deter you from what you want.
Thank you.
And I'm in that zone right now. You tell me all the time, don't you give up. You better not get this up. Because every now and then, particularly at my young age, I tend to like, dang, man, maybe I am too vintage for this DJ thing. But I look around and I listen. I'm like, no, I think I'm right where I'm supposed to be.
You gotta have something that you can keep. You gotta keep your hands on something for the rest of your life. I always tell everybody, whether it's DJing, making muffins, making candles, hats, bottles, clothes, whatever craft, writing, doing poetry, you've got to have something in life that's just for you, that makes you happy, that keeps you sane in all the madness. You have to have that. And I appreciate you for keeping your hands on the wheel, because that was part of what inspired me. I was more so talking about when I first started back at KPVU, but thank you for the initial thought on mothership.
Yeah, but when you started when you gave me a tour of the studio, man, I was overjoyed. I was happy. I mean, the same thing with, certain things that I've done or was trying to get at, because, back then, I didn't have any guidance on how to become a professional DJ or how to run a studio, this, that, and the third, as opposed to what you're doing now and what you did then. So it was just on to the next. Like I said, I love jazz. So fast forward, that warmed my heart. You doing DJ stuff. I'm like, oh my God, my dreams are coming true through you. Yeah, it was, man, I have nothing but admiration, particularly for yourself, because you are what we call an entrepreneur. You created your own path. You for the lack of a better word, you gave corporate America the middle finger. And you're doing your own thing. And I love it.
Oh, thank you. I had to have you on board with this. I had to have it. Because, we had that spat where we bumped heads, and then that's where I had that ego check, because the station was still growing, that we got to talking again. And I'm like, if this thing was a baby, this little Negro got teeth now. So, help. And I will never forget the way you just started chuckling when I said that. Help.
I'm always here, man. I ain't going nowhere.
Oh.
See, if you fail underneath my watch, and when you cry for help and I refuse, then that doesn't fall on you, but it falls on me. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to allow that to happen.
I love it so much. So, give me a little sneak peek into your creative process. Do the sets just kind of put themselves together, or do you just listen to music and they just start, coming together, or do you just pull from the archives in your head?
A combination of everything. Sometimes I get something stuck in my head and I got to get it out. So I come in here and throw on a set. Me and the family, on Fridays, most times, we sit up and watch YouTube videos, and an idea pop up. Just watching videos and listen to other music. I watch award shows, and the way they arrange their music, something else will pop up. So it's a collaboration of everything. Not to mention, my daughter I created a monster with my daughter, because Jesus, she know music that I haven't even heard of, and it sounds phenomenal. And I throw it in there,
Well, this is a family thing, so whenever she's ready, the mothership awaits.
She's working on becoming a legal pharmaceutical representative, as opposed to myself when I wasn't necessarily legal, but nevertheless, I digress.
Anyway. So, tell me about some of the famous people you've met on your journey.
Tell you about some of the famous people I ran across?
Yes.
Well, aside from the ones when I was a youngin', some of this 360 degrees, let me hit this right now. Olympia's cousin, I think he's a few years older than me, played for the Funk Brothers.
Oh.
Motown.
Yes.
Studio Baby.
Yes.
Come to find out that he's related.
Oh, wow.
And so that blew my mind. And when I shook his hand, I told him, I said, man, you don't know how many times I've walked right across that building you used to work at. He just looked at me like, what? I said, yes. My grandma used to live right up the street.
From Hitsville.
Our grandma used to live right up the street from Motown.
Yep.
So it was a pleasant meeting him. I met D'Angelo when he was up and coming.
I remember you telling me.
Weird how we met. Met at church. And, he was doing his thing while he was in church. I met, so many people. I met Ready for the World when I was in Germany.
Oh, wow.
Also met Terrence Trent D'Arby.
Mm-hmm. Can't leave out Joe Torre.
Can't leave out who?
Joe Torre.
Yes. While I was here, I met Joe Torre. I met Aries Spears. And I met another comedian. I'm sorry, my name's all jacked up. Me and my wife both met him at Bar Louie.
Ah. Oh.
Yeah, so
and don't forget Scarface.
Oh yeah, and I met Scarface in Houston.
H-Time.
Yeah, man. Just meeting all kind of people. Oh, and me and my wife both met Denzel Washington at a steak restaurant.
Oh.
However,
wow.
he was in a corner with his Yankee baseball cap down and reading the paper. So to me, that gave me a sign that he didn't want to be bothered because he was in a little dark spot back there.
Yes.
And when I knew who he was, Olympia was itching to get over there. So you better leave that man alone. Leave him alone. He don't want to be bothered. He just tipped his cap and continued to read his paper. That was hilarious. That was so hilarious.
I bet it was. It was.
Oh, I met Outkast too. I met Big Boy. I was in Dallas.
And Andre 3000 did a liner for the Bamboo Lounge while I was in college. Yeah.
Now the person I would love to meet, and I can't wait to get my eyes on him and shake his hand and show him crazy love is Ali Sadiq.
Oh.
His shout out to Ali Sadiq if he's listening.
I actually might be able to arrange that for you.
I am a huge fan. Not from he turned not just a lemon. He turned the lemon rind. Wasn't nothing inside that lemon. Yes. He turned lemon rinds to lemonade, spiked lemonade, if you will.
Oh yeah.
But the way he's doing it is phenomenal, and the way he's reaching out to other comedians and other people in this community and lifting them up too, totally phenomenal. And to me, that's what we are here for.
Yes.
We're here to uplift and show other people the way if they want to follow.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we tend just because we hit one good lick, we think we know everything, and we don't.
Oh yes.
You still gotta put the work in.
Always growing and learning. We are always growing and learning.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to put a bug in Ali Sadiq's ear about that. We'll see what we can get. I'm going to let little sister see what she can do.
Please do.
Shay. Absolutely. So, here's one of the tougher questions, and I gave you this, this homework assignment some time ago. Name me 2 soundtrack songs that got you through your life and time in the military.
2 soundtracks.
Yeah, your two go-to songs that kept you sane in the military.
2 soundtracks. My. You said 2 songs that got me through the military.
Yes.
Golly.
Just 2, and I'm doing this on purpose so when we get off this interview, you can make the rest of your playlist.
Cameo, Word Up, the complete album. I know that's more than 2 songs.
Cheating.
And the late great George Howard out of New Orleans, jazz artist. He was up and coming with Najee and Gerald Albright when he first stopped, popping in on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Right after he went live with Anita Baker. His name is George Howard. He died at a young age, But that man was a phenomenal horror player. God rest his soul.
Ashe. Well, DJ BlaqIce, I would like to say thank you for your time and space in doing this interview and formally introducing yourself to 222.9 The Mothership. Do you have any closing thoughts?
My closing thoughts is I pray that radio station becomes bigger and better. And I pray I am along for the ride. I'm thankful to God for the talents that I have when it comes down to music. I thank Him for the ear that I have when it comes to music. Just glad to be available to somebody at this young age mark.
Shade. And there you have it, listeners. There you have it, Starseeds. DJ BlaqIce. Make sure that you tune in on 222.9 The Mothership on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and select Saturdays and Sundays for Generational Fusion with DJ BlaqIce. And we are 20 minutes outside the hour, which give us the perfect time to play 20 minutes of one of his mixes before we get to the top of the hour. This has been another Aries season feature of the Cosmic Ear Hustle with none other than my big brother and your Tuesdaily, Thursdaily, Saturday, and Sundayly DJ BlaqIce. Beam up.